Well, a cancer diagnosis can be a really hard thing for a child to understand.
That's why a program at the James Cancer Hospital at Ohio State is working with children of all ages to break down what is happening to a loved one.
NBC4's Delaney Ruth shows us how it works.
When someone is diagnosed with cancer, one of the hardest parts can be telling their loved ones about the diagnosis, especially if they have kids in their lives. So child life specialists here at the James are trying to make a difficult situation easier to understand. Many of the patients that come into the James for diagnosis and treatment have young children or grandchildren. Brianna Wall, a child life specialist at the James, says for this program, they always start with a conversation with the patient.
We really start with assessment to talk with each patient about what their concerns are for their children. Maybe it's their grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and then, tailor some interventions specific to that family and what they need.
When meeting with kids, Wall says every session looks different, depending on a loved one's diagnosis and on the age of the child.
Sometimes it's just really basic when we're working with toddlers and preschoolers that, your parent has a sickness and we talk about it being like a big sick. It's something different than a cold or a flu. Once they're a little bit older and maybe they understand, we'll talk about cells and we'll talk about how, cancer is caused by changes that happen in the body.
Wall says kids with parents or other loved ones who have cancer often overhear words and conversations that they don't understand. So a lot of her job is giving kids context.
Sometimes it means doing medical play with sample medical equipment and dolls. Sometimes it means making individualized, books to prepare a child for coming to bedside of what they'll see, what their person looks like.
Wall says many of her sessions end up looking like play, but sometimes that's the best way to help a child understand what cancer is and how it's affecting a person they love, from hair loss to tubes on the body for medication and intubation.
These are heavy topics, but the way that we deliver information doesn't have to be in a solemn way. Sometimes it's silly and sometimes, it doesn't look like we're doing too much, but we're educating and we're normalizing.
Ohio State says the James is one of the only hospitals in the country that offer a program like this for families. You can learn more about it on our website, NBC4i.com. Local for you in Columbus, I'm Delaney Ruth, NBC4.